I've never been an overwhelming admirer of Alfred Hitchcock's Presents program or the subsequent Hour series, although the idea of the hour containing short feature low-key Hitchcock classics was a somewhat exciting one. As it were, the sole episode he directed during the Hour program was its fourth episode, what you're seeing now sped up, I Saw the Whole Thing, which aired in 1962. The episode itself is rather well directed, fairly well written, and ably performed to some extent. One cannot imagine it as a truly world-shaking theatrical feature were it extended to say an hour and a half in length, but at 48 minutes it is quite adequate. Not overly dissimilar to the 12 Angry Men idea of untrustworthy witnesses and the prospective magical thinking that goes into assuming the law will prevail. Does the law hold up as a prism of critical scrutiny in the way that, say, the more historically recent scientific method had? History has shown that sometimes the scientific method suggesting a guilty criminal doesn't guarantee any justice from the law or enables, due to some mishap and overtrust of the scientific procedure's performance by humans, an act of civic injustice. But truly, there are not revelations. As an act of slightly sensational dramatic escapist entertainment, I Saw the Whole Thing isn't quite trash, is ably executed, and one wonders if this is just the genius of Hitchcock elevating otherwise standard courtroom fare that we dismiss and forget completely otherwise. Even if one wasn't aware Hitchcock had directed it by whatever means, they would watch the program, engaged with it, mildly impressed with it, surprised at the partial standards which this subpar theatre, that was American television drama of the time, or any time since then really, has managed to sometimes achieve. As a Hitchcock exercise, it is a demonstration of even when he maybe indifferently directs a production, he transforms it into half-decent psychodramatic pizzazz. Maybe good it didn't feature interlocking, padding drama of a Hollywood feature, that is, segments which would be directed by Hitchcock with potentially even more apathy and indifference, and so if just the juice of the plot as the television time slot enforces, I Saw the Whole Thing is allowed to be relatively decent, fortunately for a contemporary viewer, likely a curious Hitchcock fan of some kind. Tune in next time for a discussion of Hitchcock's other 60s works, and Psycho and the Birds. They've been discussed prior on this channel, and eventually the two 70s features. I've been looking forward to those quite actively, and at one time scrutinised era of his oeuvre, although these titles are far more well received now on the whole, and we'll see how they will hold up for myself. I usually admire some or most of these, we'll see how I feel in the present. Thanks again, once again.